This is the book of Al-Mahasin, Shaykhina Ahmad ibn Muhammad ibn Khalid al-Barqi, published by Dar al-Kutub al-Islamiyya. So now we live in this life and chasing worldly dreams. That's a fool man's work, right? That's a fool man's activity. That should not be our objective. What should we do? How? What should be our purpose? And now, from the perspective of Quran, from the perspective of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in the light of the teachings of Ahl al-Bayt alayhim salam, Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam, Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Ali al-Baqir alayhi salam, this dunya is totally different. This is a temporary station that we're going to be a little while. Chasing wild dreams is not something we should be doing. That's a fool man's job. What we should be doing? Okay, look here. Page number 8. Consider this hadith. Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Ali alayhi salam said, أربع من كن فيه بنى الله له بيتا في الجنة. 4 characteristics. Try to nurture 4 characteristics in you, 4 qualities in you. Any person who has these 4 qualities, Allah Ta'ala grants him a castle in paradise, in Jannah. Man awal yatim, to shelter an orphan, a person, a child who doesn't have means to support himself. Be a father to him. Be kind to him. Raise him like your son. Warahim al-dha'if. And if you see a feeble person, a weak person who cannot defend himself, cannot support himself, be kind to him. Be merciful to him. Be compassionate to him. وَأَشْفَقَ عَلَى وَالِدَيْهِ وَأَنْفَقَ عَلَيْهِمَا. Be kind to your parents. Be compassionate and commiserate to your parents. And provide for their needs. Spend money for their needs. Dedicate your income to take care of their needs. وَرَفِقَ بِمَمْلُوكِهِ. And if you have people working under you, if you have employees, be gentle with them. Don't be harsh to them. This is Al-Usul min al-Kafi, volume number 2, page number 162, hadith number 15. Says our Lord, Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Ali alayhi salam, ثلاث لم يجعل الله عز وجل لأحد فيهن رخصة. There are 3 qualities, 3 things that there is no flexibility in it. Allah Ta'ala does not, God the Exalted, would hold you responsible, and He will not allow any leniency in that. So He will strictly ask you for these actions, and you will be accountable for these actions. أداء الأمانة إلى البر والفاجر. To be honest with people's trust. First quality, honesty. To be honesty with people's trust. It doesn't matter the person who has trusted you. He is a wretched person, a wicked person, a sinful person, or he's a person of upright character. Does not matter. Whether the person who you're dealing with, he is trusting you, right? He's good or bad, that doesn't matter. You have to be honest with people's trust. Be honest with people's trust. Doesn't matter if the person who's trusting you, he is good or he's bad. He's Muslim or he's not Muslim, he's a Hindu, does not matter. وَالْوَفَاءُ بِالْأَحْدِ لِلْبِرِّ وَالْفَاجِرِ. Second, that you will be held accountable, and there's no leniency in that. As if you make a promise, if you make a commitment, you have to fulfill your promise, you have to fulfill your commitment. And it does not matter who the other party is that you made commitment to, you promised to. He's a good person or bad person. No. He could be the most wicked person. If you made a commitment to him to do something or to take care of something for him, you have to do it. وَبِرُّ الْوَالِدَيْنِ بَرَّيْنِ كَانَ أَوْ فَاجِرَيْنِ. And kindness and doing favors and being generous to one's parents. And it does not matter. Your parents are good people or bad people. Regardless of their character, the father or the mother is a good person, bad person, you have to be kind. You have to be civil and polite and courteous and serving to them. And you have to be generous towards them. Page 163. Hadith number 21. Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Ali al-Baqir alayhi salam says, إن العبد ليكون بارا بوالديه في حياتهما ثم يموتان فلا يقضي عنهما ديونهما ولا يستغفر لهما فيكتبه الله عاقا. So what happens when your father and mother passes away? After he passes away, it's very important, if your parents are not in this world anymore, that you pay off their debts. That if they owed money to somebody, you work hard, you earn some money, and you pay off their debts. And if you cannot earn money, then go to those people and ask for their forgiveness. That your father and mother, they're not in this life anymore, and they have to forgive their debts. So you have to pay off their debts somehow. And second, you have to always do istighfar for them. You have to ask Allah to forgive your parents' mistakes and errors and misdeeds and sins. So, Al-Imam alayhi salatu wasalam says, there are a lot of people that, as long as their parents are alive, they are very courteous, they are very kind and generous towards their parents. But once their parents die, they do not pay off their debts, and they do not remember them after their death, to remember them in good words. They don't do that. So what happens? Allah Ta'ala records in this person's record that he is aqul walidain, that he is a person who is undutiful to his parents, a person who is disobedient to his parents, unkind to his parents. وَإِنَّهُ لَيَكُونُ عَاقًا لَهُمَا فِي حَيَاتِهِمَا غَيْرَ بَارٍ بِهِمَا. And there are many people who, while their parents are alive, they're not kind to them. And they're disobedient to them. They're unkind to them. And they don't have good relationship with their parents. But once they die, they go ahead and pay off their debts. وَاسْتَغْفَرَ لَهُمَا. And they remember them and their prayers. And they pray for their parents. فَيَكْتُبُهُ اللَّهُ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ بَارًا. Such people, Allah Ta'ala changes their description and their deeds in Allah's book, that this person has become now kind to his parents. So your duty to your parents does not change with their death. It's always an obligation that continues with you until you die. Page 349. Al-Imam Muhammad ibn Ali al-Baqir alayhi salam narrates from his grandfather, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa alihima, إِيَّاكُمْ وَعُقُوقِ الْوَالِدَيْنِ. Beware not to be unkind to your parents. Beware not to be generous to your parents. Beware not to be compassionate to your parents. فإن ريح الجنة توجد من مسيرة 1000 عام ولا يجده عاق. The fragrance of Jannah, the fragrance of paradise, could be smelled, could be felt from 1,000 years distance. However, a person who has been unkind to his parents, who does not serve, his parents are alive, he says, I'm too busy. Or she says, I'm too busy. My work is too much. I can never visit you. And his parents always look at the door when our daughter is going to come, when our son is going to come. And he comes rarely or never comes. Or when he comes, he's always in a hurry to leave, right? He doesn't cook food for them. He doesn't ask them to sit down and socialize and good, friendly conversations. No, because he's too busy or she's too busy. It might be true, but it is something that's bothersome to parents. And it's something that's unkind to parents. So a person who's unkind to his parents, and this is a major sin, what happens? He's not going to enter paradise. That's established. Even the fragrance of paradise is not. Other people would smell the fragrance of paradise from 1,000 years distance, but he or she will not. وَلَا قَاطِعُ رَحِمٍ. And the other person who does not smell the fragrance of paradise is a person who has been unkind to his relatives. He is cut off from his relations. No phone calls, no visits, no gift exchange, nothing. It's to his cousins, to his aunts, to his grandparents, to his uncles, to his brothers, to his sisters. He's cut off. وَلَا شَيْخٌ زَانٍ, and an old man who commits adultery and fornication. An old person in his old age. He doesn't have shame from Allah. He doesn't have any embarrassment. Even in the old age, he follows sexual depredation. وَلَا جَارٌ إِزَارَهُ خَيْلًا, and a person. So in the old days, it was a sign of arrogance. Arabs used to wear loincloth, around their around their around their legs and waist. So a waistcloth that was hanging, that would drag on the ground, this was the sign of a person who's arrogant. Okay. So a person, this is not about trousers, okay? This is not about jeans or anything. This is about waistcloth. A person who drags his waistcloth, because this was we don't wear those kind of wardrobes anymore, but a person who wears his wardrobe and displays arrogance, displays self-importance. So a person who is arrogant in the life. إنما الكبرياء لله رب العالمين. إنما الكبرياء لله رب العالمين. Greatness is exclusive for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to be humble to each other. We cannot be arrogant and consider ourselves bigger, better, more important, and higher than others. Says our Lord الإمام محمد بن علي عليه السلام: إن أبي نظر إلى رجل ومعه ابنه يمشي والابن متكئ على ذراع الأب. He says that my father, Al-Imam Ali ibn al-Husayn, salawatullahi alayhi, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam, saw a man is walking with his son, and his son is putting his weight on his father. This son is putting his weight while walking, leaning on his father's hands and his father's forearm. So, فما كلمه أبي عليه السلام مقتا له حتى فارق الدنيا. And for that misdeed, that this young man, he does not care about his father who's old, does not respect him at this age, and he doesn't care that he's causing his father to be in discomfort. He's putting his weight against him while walking. My father disliked this person so much, he didn't talk to him again for as long as he was alive. So it's very important to be kind to one's parents and not to cause them discomfort and not to bother them and cause them worry. Okay?